25 years and thousands of units later, we've seen some absolutely busted designs in Total War. But what if I told you there was one unit that defies both logic and counterplay as the most broken unit ever released in a Total War game? Imagine you're in the grim darkness of the late 4th century. Rome's fallen and it can't get up. All the trees around you are speaking barbarian. You can pray to God and take comfort in your final moments, or, you could just join the barbarians that destroyed your village. Kinda sucks you don't have a horse, but I'm sure the Huns would make an exception for you. When it comes to nomads in Total War, there's only 2 types of players. You're either the Giga Chad horse milk enjoyer, Scythian 420 tent blazer, and you live your life fast and furious. Or more likely, you're a hater. You despise nomads so much, horse archers became your sleep paralysis demons. In that case, you're gonna need to call a therapist after the video, cause I'm about to dig up some trauma. Back when you played Total War Attila, or maybe you were the one bringing it on other people, I don't judge. Sped Zion archers. Actually, it's Hyun. Oh, shut the f. If you thought sanitation, fertility, and terrible technology choices were making you lose what was left of your hairline, let me introduce you to the White Huns. Assuming they don't die in the first few turns because their AI overestimates itself like I overestimate the amount of people that enjoy my content. The White Huns have a ton of insane, fun, and straight-up broken units to begin with. Zionite Spears, which are Vanguard Levy Freemen on steroids with stupidly high attack, javelins, and counter-cav tactics. Hefthalite Chargers, which are another busted cheap unit that absolutely slaughters enemy cavalry. Yanda Spearmasters, and just an overall amazing roster. They get the regular Hun goodies like Chosen War Warriors, and they even get elephants. When you have such an overpowered roster by default, it really takes something special for these horse archers to sit on top as the real king, the one to rule them all. Well, to begin with, you start the campaign with 3 of them. You unlock them at tier 2, which is pretty much at the start. You can get their technology done by turn 3, and after another 3 turns, you can build a warrior camp. At this point, you might as well uninstall the game to make it fair for the AI, because hey, this just might be the easiest legendary campaign of your life. So, when you look at these guys, what's the first thing that crosses your mind? Yeah, it's probably the dead critters on the helmet. I mean, that's kinda sad. So they're a light tier 2 horse archer, which means they're already very fast and they get rapid advance. Alright, fatigue resistance, we're kinda scared, but surely they can't kick our ass in melee, right? Having a spammable ability like rapid advance and fatigue resistance means they're essentially uncatchable by anything except maybe the lightest horse archers. But if they actually manage to catch them, you're gonna have to start digging a massive grave for your own units, and this is why. They have a higher melee attack than a lot of elite units in the game for being a relatively cheap unit. Okay, we're already neck deep into horse crap. On top of that, they get a heavy spear, which means 30 anti-large bonus, so you get an unlimited amount of horse meat if somebody even dares to fight you in melee. You can invite all your tribes mates and maybe the neighboring tribes to the next Hunnic barbecue party. You absolutely butcher cavalry, even elites, as soon as they eat some of your healthy, delicious arrow load for breakfast. And don't even get me started on the actual arrow damage. They're horse archers, they're gonna murder anything, right? But they get a precision shot as well, which turns their arrows into explosive rockets like it's Rambo free. I hope you're enjoying the unit breakdown so far. I do a lot of these historical, educational, informative videos, and wacky stuff, so why don't you subscribe? Do it or I'm gonna send you to Kazakhstan! They're going to melt any type of infantry when they're shooting from the unshielded side, they will melt cavalry, elephants, won't anybody think of the poor elephant? Surely these guys lose to the natural predator of the horse archers, the long-range missiles. When you look at the average Hunnic skull, you might think this is just artificial elongation, but no. The Heftalites weren't cranially deformed, they actually had such gigantic brains because they solved the biggest issue with the horse archers. How to not get shot to death. Alright, slap a giant tower shield on him, yeah. The guy that came up with this probably got the Hunnic equivalent of the Nobel Peace Prize, which is like, I don't know, 2 goats and a horse. I don't know, dude, he's like probably dead from like a random disease. They have 75 armor because of heavy leather and this stupid piece of wood, and it gives them a 70% block chance, so have fun trying to shoot them down. This turns steppe gang warfare completely one-sided, you know, imagine it's Los Angeles and it's the Bloods versus Crips, but your supporting side has got an armored personnel carrier with 50 cals and the enemy's got like a, I don't know, Bronze Age sling. Because of this, they're essentially cataphract archers. Step bro, what are you doing with this unit? Yeah, I'm not joking, their armor value is just about as equal to some of the best cataphracts in the game. You don't even need to try hard and kite the enemy sometimes or try to actively dodge missiles, you can just sit AFK and shoot the enemy down. In a game where any kind of cavalry charge sends infantry flying into another dimension, when you get a horse archer unit that has cataphract armor, but it's light, it can kill anything it sneezes on from range and also up close, and nothing actually hard counters it? Yeah, you see where I'm going with this? You can casually put these guys in the Warhammer universe and they're gonna give a middle finger to the Chaos Gods. Attila is a social experiment, for sure. There's no way the devs just thought, you know what, this is a balanced game. No, they were clearly just throwing random numbers, they were probably wasted in just playing darts with a stat generator. This is definitely one of those Total War moments of all time, just spam one unit, win the campaign without any issues. This unit ruined multiplayer without a doubt, on top of Heptalite charges as well. This entire faction is just insane to begin with. But it does give you a super fun campaign if you survive the endless onslaught of Sassanid stacks and don't die from old age. So when you're using them, you essentially get a unit with no counterplay and you're gonna have a great time. But what happens when you're the one fighting against this unit? There's a higher chance of you winning the lottery, so go and buy a ticket now, instead of seeing full stacks of Spedzion archers. The AI will still have them though, and you have a great advantage over them. Focus fire. Use your good archers and whatever ranged you can essentially to just stake them all out one by one. And you need armored infantry no matter what to soak the arrow damage. There's another trick you can do with cavalry. The AI has skirmish mode turned on by default, which means you can take a unit that has a shield, of course it's gonna be a cavalry unit, and put another good cav unit behind it. Try to herd the enemy towards the red line. They're gonna get stuck, and maybe you're actually gonna win depending on the cav unit you're using. It's such a dumb design when you think about it. They're completely overpowered for their price. Even if we're not taking price into account, they don't have a hard counter, except stupidity, and you have to invest so much to actually take them out. But abusing them is hella fun, and that's what the White Huns are all about. And I hope you actually enjoyed the video. Maybe it's gonna inspire you to do a little White Hun adventure of your own. Maybe you're gonna hate nomads even more, but my mission is done. Stick around, because this is gonna be a lot more informative, historical, funny, wacky, goofy, whatever kind of videos. What you need, I got it. And if I don't, well, I'm gonna have it. So until the next time...